Obviously, you're not a golfer.
You want to tow? I can get you a tow. Believe me, there are ways, dude. You don't want to know about it. Believe me.
Yeah, but Walter.
Hell, I can get you a tow by 3 o'clock this afternoon with nail polish.
That frog really tied the rope together, did it not?
Yes, it did. Hello and welcome to the fastest growing movie podcast on the YouTubes. The podcast, not so much. YouTube, oh yeah.
Yeah, YouTube
No, it's not true.
YouTube is growing.
YouTube's growing. No, it's not true. We have had a lot of new listeners on the podcast as well. My name is Joseph Eastwood Frisch. I'm a musician, songwriter, writer, director. This is my good friend James Koppel, movie aficionado, jokester extraordinaire. If you're new to the show, by the way, thanks for all the new subscribers. We're like, every time I look at YouTube, I'm like, holy crap, there's more people, and you're actually watching the shows and liking them. So thanks so much for everybody. And if you do like the show, please like and subscribe.
If you don't like the show, please like and subscribe.
Well, never mind. That's not what I was going to tell them.
It's the newer, kinder us, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's right. Kamala's back.
Yeah.
I don't know where she's back from. Guess who's back?
Back.
Hey, today, what are we doing? We're the only movie podcast out there
Doing this movie.
doing this. Nobody's done this movie, that's for sure.
I guarantee.
It's another Koppel deep dive. Today, we're doing the 1978 not so classic Death Dimension.
/ Freeze Bomb.
Yep. / Freeze Bomb. You know, I always say it. You know, we got a good movie when it has two titles. The trailer for which says it's called Freeze Bomb never mentions Death Dimension once. Sorry, I'm sweating. It's hot. We're in the throes, the dog days of summer here. 1978, July 21st is when this came out. Mm-hmm. A very famous movie came out the exact same day. Any guess? It's 1978, July 21st. Pretty big movie. It had no chance of beating this movie. It's not Star Wars big, but nobody was going to go see Death Dimension when they could see. It's like I spent super time on my hair, you know.
So Saturday Night Fever.
Oh wait, wrong one. Sorry, Grease. I was trying to do the scene where he takes his ring off and he elbows.
I was like the hair. Yeah, don't touch my hair.
That's right. I started with the ring thing, but then I couldn't remember how it went. Grease came out the same weekend as this movie. Also, Superman and Animal House.
Wow.
Yeah,
this movie had no shot.
This had no shot. Like Superman, legit. Oh, I want to say it looks great. It still looks good, though, if you watch Superman. His flying effects.
Yeah.
And then you have Death Dimension, the effects of which were a turtle in a box.
Questionable.
And, I guess that was the only... Oh, wait, you know what, though? Let's get into it. Well, no, let's not. I was going to say, it actually starts with a really good special effect that I was like, how did they do this? I couldn't see the line. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It starts off with a just static shot. The camera's just locked down, which means it's not moving at all. It's just right there. For what? 10 minutes? It's not 10 minutes. It's about 5 minutes?
Yeah, probably.
Of him cutting a hole in this woman's head and then inserting a chip and then sewing it back up. Camera never cuts. It's just all like just done in time. And I literally was like, I can't see the makeup line. This is pretty good for this movie.
Yeah. If you looked at the rest of her complexion and then looked at that spot, you could see.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, they do it again later, and it looks like she's wrapped in saran wrap. So I have a feeling that their special effects guy got fired somewhere along the way. Anyway, number one song, 1978, July 21st, when this came out. Any guesses? I'll tell you this. The top two songs in 1978 both have to do with dancing.
Yeah.
Shadow Dancing is the first one.
Yeah.
And then second one,
that's a good one.
Dance With Me. I don't really know it. And then third, if Trump was gone, we could say it about him and this guy. 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad by Meatloaf.
Yeah.
I don't know what Trump had to do with it. I just like to bring him up for views. Talking about Trump again. There are 50,000 illegal immigrants climbing the Washington Tower.
I bet Trump was a big into disco. I bet he was huge into
Oh,
disco.
and he had that nose candy. You know he likes the speed.
Yeah. Well, he says he's never.
Oh, is that what he says?
He's never done
Well,
drugs.
I believe him.
He doesn't like to drink. He doesn't like.
But what if a doctor prescribed them?
Dr. Ronnie Jackson, maybe.
Because I think he's one of those like, well, if the doctor prescribed them, it's fine. I'll take speed all day.
Right.
It's not called cocaine. So, the director of this movie. Sorry to get political on you. No, I'm not. The director of this movie, Al Adamson. Mm-hmm. He has directed other such fine works as, you look up any of these?
No, I did not.
Nurse Sherry.
Wow.
I love this one. 5 Bloody Graves. I think we should watch 5 Bloody Graves.
I don't know why we wouldn't.
He's directed a movie called Lucifer's Women, Black Heart. This one's great. Girls for Rent.
I wonder what that's about.
I wonder. Perhaps cleaning maids. Perhaps a companion to guide you upon your life.
Yeah.
No. And one called Satan's Sadists. This guy is my kind of director. I'm
Really reaching for that title.
Jim Kelly, the star of this movie. You might know him from good movies such as Enter the Dragon, bad movies such as Black Belt Jones, which we should watch, and I can't even read my writing there. Golden Monkey, that can't be right. 3 the Hard Way, that one sounded good. I was like, 3 the Hard Way sounds like a good one. And then we got Harold, Odd Job, Cicada?
Yeah.
I think it's Cicada.
Let's go with Cicada.
It's happening, 20th year of the Cicada this year. I read he loved the name Odd Job. He was so proud of his James Bond role that he loved the name Odd Job.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that's not true. I think that got put on him. He's like, well, I got to lie about this just like I lied about not being Japanese.
First, I would like to give a shout out to Harry Hope, and he was the
Who's Harry Hope?
he's story and screenplay,
Oh, nice.
and the editor, Dan Seeger. Phenomenal job, boys, on this movie.
The editing.
It was
There's
masterful.
There's a great YouTube channel called This Guy Edits. He's just really insightful.
It's
Very he never goes above your head. Keeps things very simple.
much like Dan
All
Seeger.
about the theory. All about the theory of editing.
Yes.
And I'd say he's probably a student of this guy because the editing is top notch. There's a bad guy in it. I call him Scarface because I never learned his name, who has a scar upon his face. Now, this editor did something that most editors wouldn't know what to do. And there's a certain scene where they messed up their 180, I think. So there's a rule in filmmaking called your 180. You don't cross a line, it's called. And essentially what that means is if you have a scene here, all your action takes place here. You have a camera here to there, but you never, ever put the camera back here where it's facing. It confuses the audience too much. And they did that for some reason with Scarface. And the editor took the frame and flipped it so he's in the right place. But when he did that, guess what happened?
The scar
His
moves.
scar's on the wrong side of his face. Brilliant, that move. Because it's not as if the scar makeup moved. It's the exact same scar,
mirror,
but
yeah.
it's a mirror shot. So that was their trick there. Yeah. So once again, I'm glad you brought up the editing. Little trivia for you. Harold, Odd Job, Cicada. That's what we're going with. Olympian. Olympics are kicking off. They're probably over by the time this is
Hashtag
gonna
Olympics.
air. Hashtag Olympics. Satan. Hell Satan. He silver medal for weightlifting. Old Odd Job.
No kidding.
Yeah, 1948 Olympics. So a mere 30 years later,
He blows up on the silver screen.
he got the job as a Bond. He works great in as a Goldfinger. That's Goldfinger. He works great in that because he doesn't speak.
Yeah.
He just.
Which we come to find out is a chink in the armor. Shit.
Oh God. That wasn't intentional.
No.
That was not a pun. But yes, it is a weakness in its armor. He's Hawaiian. It's okay. You didn't say spam.
No. It's not.
Unfortunately, our edit machine's been broken for a few years. Oh, by the way, if you're listening on WDX, beautiful downtown Carbondale, we have rarely addressed the fact that we are now in the midnight hour. If you're like, where did our show go? Somehow you just turned it on. It's at 8 p.m. now, and we're in the midnight hour because we get a bit too risque.
People just want more and more and more.
That's right.
In the midnight hour.
In the midnight hour, baby. George Lazenby, the second Bond ever, Her Majesty's Secret Service. He was in 65 movies.
Wow.
Yeah. Guess the tagline for Death Dimension. Any ideas for the tagline of Death Dimension? Or Freeze Bomb, depending on where you're seeing it.
Right.
I think that was one of those, let's call it Freeze Bomb in Europe. Or let's remarket it as Freeze Bomb. Even though Freeze Bomb, you see it one time.
Can we... Why would it be called Death Dimension?
There's no reason for Death Dimension. There's nothing. There's no talk about dimensions.
There's not.
There's rarely talk about death. There's a turtle that likes, there's a guy that likes turtles.
There's rarely talk about Freeze Bomb.
Barely. 2 times I think they say the word Freeze Bomb. So it's closer. One tagline: breaking the ice with a new sci-fi film. That's obviously for Freeze Bomb.
Yeah.
Other tagline: the one movie James Bond himself will go see. Because he's in it. Lazenby, famously. They got 2 Bond people in here. All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
One quick more fact about Harold Oddjob Cicada. You know the shot in James Bond and Goldfinger where he throws his hat? Apparently the special effects guys could not rig the statue to break in time. And the hat actually had a metal ring in it, so it was heavy when we threw it. And Cicada, tomato. He just said, he told the guys, just get out of the way.
I got it.
And apparently, legend, lore says, first shot, cicada, odd job, nailed it and literally broke the statue's neck. So a little trivia about odd job, cicada. Let's get into it. Death Dimension, 1978. Cold open. Got the head cutting thing I was talking about. I was pretty impressed. Maybe it was 1 in the morning. Maybe I was a little more impressed than I should have been. Let's see here. He inserts this chip in her after about 10 minutes later. I did write, is this real?
Yeah, back then, you never know, man. You know.
That's what I'm saying. Directors back then, they did things proper. So she takes off. She sends him with a letter, shoots up. He says, this is very important. I immediately noted the music. It's got great music throughout the movie. Maybe a good, fun soundtrack. Who did the music? Did you write down who did the music?
I did not.
I didn't either. I wish I would have wrote down. I swear to God, it's some like On the Verge funk band that they were like, you guys just want to like write 10 songs and make them real long? Just watch the movie and write and make music to it. And they were like, yeah, we can play 5 riffs. Over and over and over. I told at one point, I said, I shouldn't say that. I said, is this the funk urban Grateful Dead? Because it literally, or Fish would be a more likely, because it literally was just like they would get on a jam and just run it. This, particularly the last song. I swear to God, it's 20 minutes long.
Yep.
It's akin to 70s, early 80s porno music. But just a step above it. Like they didn't have to just cut it and replay it over.
But it's not like they purposely went up the step above. It's like they tripped and fell up the step.
Yes.
Above.
And they also, they literally had someone play an entire song. Granted, it's repetitive, but the porn would have been like, just write a 2-minute riff, and then we'll just repeat that ad nauseum. Not that I know much about 78 porn.
Right.
I once knew a dude. I met a dude one time who, I don't know if you ever met somebody like this, who went into his house, and, you know, I have, I don't know, thousands of DVDs and Blu-rays, but he had a porn collection, and he was very proud of them. He had, like, porn VHSs throughout the years, and he had them out. Like I have my, you know, Criterion collection, my aerial videos out. Right. He had them out, like, categorized. Like, these are Christy Canyon videos. These are TT Boy videos. These are.
It wouldn't possibly be a guy that I would know, would it?
No.
Okay.
No, this is a guy I don't even remember where this guy lived.
Because I know a guy.
has friends with his sister maybe or something, and he's a fairly cool dude, and I remember going to his house and it was just like a wall of porn. He could tell you like, oh yeah, this guy. He was like me, be like, oh, this is John H.L.L. directed this one in 1972. He's the first guy to actually use real light, so it looks pretty good. He's got real film stock. It's Kodak. He's shooting on Kodak, so it's not like just scraps. I was like, what the hell is this? Anyway, shout out to you, guy. I can't remember his name. Guy sends this lady on her way. Great.
Trust no one.
Trust no one. Great line. X-Files.
We'll come back to haunt.
I was like, what's his name? Vince Mulligan. Who the?
That's Vince.
No, it's not. Who wrote X-Files? Vince, and he did Breaking Bad. It doesn't matter. I was like, he stole this. Anyway. There's some guys, we find out this is a doctor. He's put some very important information in Felicia's head. Bye, Felicia. Right there, he literally says, bye, Felicia. Trust no one. Then we find out he's going to a test. He's testing out his freeze bomb. There it is.
He says, I'm about to watch the culmination of my life's work. A major triumph, isn't it? Says it cold, stone cold, no sarcasm, no anything. And then
cut to, he's doing it by force. The pig, cicada, has some guys tied up. I guess they're prisoners to make you feel like maybe it's not that bad. More great music. They use the freeze bomb, and it's just like a picture of the guys, or a movie of the guys, and then it just turns into a picture. And they overlay snow over the picture. Once again, great editing.
The pig is like, effects. Are the prisoners tied? Oh, well, we haven't announced the pig yet.
Oh, no, the pig's there. He's like, where's your beautiful... I shouldn't do it. Here's what we're going to do to fix the pig problem. Because we can't say the pig's lines without sounding racist.
Right.
I wish Dar would have done the pig's lines ADR'd. If they would have ADR'd the pig with Dar.
Yeah.
So anytime we're going to do the pig's lines, we just got to use a Dar from Beastmaster voice. By the way, for those of you not in the know... We did Beastmaster last time. They know because I put little tags on the end of the podcast that say what's coming up next week. We did, you guys don't know, we did a glorious 2-hour Beastmaster.
2 hour plus. It was like watching a movie twice. It was so long.
It was so long. And the power went out and we lost everything. No backups, no anything. We had really bad audio from camera. And I was like, I can't use this. So we're going to do it again. But so that's our problem. That's how we solve this problem. I figured out. We'll just do him as Dar.
As Dar?
So he says, where's your beautiful assistant? I would love to see her. I'm fond of her. Or something like this. And then the doctor's like, she had to go, blah, 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 blah.
She's running the experiment.
That's right. She's running the experiment.
You wanted me to come down here. You made such a big deal for me to come down here. What do you think? Somebody has to run the experiment.
Somebody has to run the experiment. Pig.
Jesus.
And it's like, and so Pig freezes him. He's like, what's he say? Are they tied?
He asks if the prisoners are tied securely, and the answer is no, because they're like wallowing around. But the bodyguard nods his head and goes, "Yes." I don't know why it was drawn out so much.
He did. I forgot.
It was.
That's Scarface, by the way, the bodyguard we're talking about. Who is Pig's number one guy? The guy we talked about, his scar moves.
Santa Messino is Pig.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Santo Messino.
Now the goons come up. These guys are great. They look like they just pulled them off the street somewhere. These greasy-haired white assholes show up.
They just got fired off a porn set.
Got literally.
Like they couldn't.
They were the crew. They were like a backup.
They were too bad at acting for the porn, so they
come in and say the assistant is gone, and his lab's been burned down, right? And that's when the doctor, I haven't seen this in a while, love it, takes a cyanide pill, right? Is that what happens?
He injects himself before he goes out there.
That's right.
Because that was the whole big thing about him.
I made that up. This movie takes a lot of I need to make up the backstory because I'm not sure what's happening on it. Yeah. You're right, though. That's right. He takes a shot before he goes out there. And then,
Hello, hey.
oh man, we're already at the halfway point. I was just getting ready to Ron Jeremy sneaking into a place. That's not Ron Jeremy. Ron Jeremy's later. And then there's Disco Kelly. And then, God damn it, this speech. We got a minute here. Looks like we have maybe I don't know what's going on today. We have a commercial. Looks like we may have a sponsor coming up, which is cool. But I did want to talk about when Kelly, but we're going to pick back up where Kelly is like doing Sherlock Holmes crap, where he's like, he had a ring on his left. This is stupid.
That scene is so...
Like the writer really thought, I got it.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool.
This is the cleverest thing I've ever thought of.
Can you believe I came up with this? I figured out that they were Haitian. It's like, no, nobody will be Haitian on this script. Hey, we got a commercial coming up. It's one of our new sponsors.
Today's episode is brought to you in part by hot dogs. Yes, that's right, hot dogs, the most sexually suggestive food since the pickle or the kumquat. Hot dogs, there's not much to say. Nobody knows what's in them. They're really gross, especially when you find one of those weird round white things in them. But people still seem to love them. Hot dogs. Not only is it a fun expression for when you're excited, they're also full of nitrates and corn syrup. Grab one anywhere real food is also found. Only America could get it so wrong and still get it so right.
Wow, okay. Hot dogs. No brand
No
name.
brand there.
Just hot dogs in general.
It was probably like a super PAC just promoting hot dogs.
Yeah.
In general.
Just like milk used to have its own super pack.
Yeah.
It's cold in here.
I just...
Y'all ready for this? Get them shakers.
Oh
ready.
no! Oh no, I've tried to hide from this for years. Where did this come
Y'all
from?
ready? Booby, booby, booby.
Uh-oh.
Booby,
Oh no.
booby.
Now, can we stop this?
All right.
Walter? Oh, we don't have to play this, but it looks like it's going to play anyway. I was commissioned to write this song. That's the big thing about this.
It could have been the theme song for this movie.
I was paid. It could have been. It would have been better. I was paid to write this song. Somebody keeps bringing it up on the show.
I like them. Booby, booby, booby.
I was paid to write this. It's about boobies.
In case you haven't figured it out.
Tonight. I like them boobies. I like them all. I like them big. I like them small. I like them sloppy. I like them tight. I like big hangers or mosquito bites. I like them booby, booby, booby.
I thought I was being inclusive at the time.
Right?
It was for a thing. I got hired to write a song about boobies.
And you were being inclusive.
I think so. I was saying, like, it doesn't matter what kind of boobies you have. We love them. But
I like areolas more than Coca-Cola or Toyota Corollas or Crayolas or baby bottle-sized nips, little racer tips, bumps on your areola. I love them shits. I like boobies.
once again, I don't want anybody to be self-conscious about their boobies. I was paid to write this. These are not my thoughts or words. I think it's Robbie. He keeps putting it into the show.
We like all sizes. We like all cups. Asymmetrical? Guess what? You're in luck. The size of a quarter or $50. It doesn't matter. They make me holler.
How did I know that was the line?
Once again, not my choice. It's hard as a working musician. Sometimes you got to do this kind of stuff. So that's all I got to say about it, really.
Ladies, I want you to stop hiding them boobies. Let them boobies free. The world loves them boobies. You love your boobies. Children's love your boobies.
What's going on now?
Men's love your boobies. Everybody loves the boobies.
I was told to do
Let
this.
those boobies go. I want to see them boobies. I want to see them boobies all over the world.
Not me
Show them
personally. This was
boobies,
for someone I
ladies.
had to write it for.
I am not speaking figuratively.
No, I was.
I mean literally.
No.
I want to see those boobies with my own eyes.
No, wait.
The world needs to see those
I don't
boobies.
remember.
And I need to see those boobies.
Paid to
I
say
mean
this.
me. Me, personally, Joseph Frisch, I want to see those boobies, so send them to me. My email address is josephfrisch. Send me those boobies.
This is not real.
I want to see the boobies. Just to repeat, in case you misunderstood, I mean, I literally want you to send me booby pictures to josephfrisch.com. Send me them boobies, ladies.
That's all I had to say that.
Yeah.
I swear to God. Okay. Back to Death Dimension. I really thought, if I'm being paid to write this song about boobies.
Right.
Let's be inclusive. Let's be good.
You didn't mention like a third nipple.
Well, wait till we do Total Recall. I'll bring that up for sure. Okay. What we're going to talk about?
How Dr.
Oh, man,
Mr. The pig doesn't understand how bomb tests work because he's mad that the assistant isn't there. Somebody has to run the experiment, so that's
right. And then we cut to our hero, Kelly, and he's telling us about this person that got their throat cut. Is that right? Who is it? I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. He has this great Sherlock Holmes-esque speech that we were alluding to.
Yeah, there's a guy trying to watch the test. Don't know how he found out.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't know who he was.
No.
Apparently, he worked for the UN, I think, maybe. Because they talked about that later.
Yes, that's right. And he's like, he can tell by he was left-handed, and also he had a ring on his finger, and only Haitians, it's a real thing for Haitians to wear rings. It comes back later when they, spoiler alert, they kill Jim Kelly's girlfriend, and it's a Haitian. It's a total psycho ripoff of her showering. And they pull back the curtain, and all you see is a guy with a ring on his pinky, and you're like, Haitian.
Yeah, has to be Haitian.
Haitian killer. Now, I'll just get to it. This movie's about a freeze bomb. Pig wants the freeze bomb. It's in Felicia's head. We don't see Felicia again for a good half hour. Jim Kelly, it's not his name. What the hell's his name? He has like 2 names in the movie. Also, another good sign. One of them's Ash.
Yeah,
and one of them's what?
It's the
Danced or something.
Stranch.
Maybe his name's Ash Stranch.
I couldn't figure it out. So for half of my notes, I call the guy Stranch because I believe that's what they're calling him. And then I hear someone say Ash. Yes. And so I'm not sure what the character's
Much like
name.
The movie has. Sorry, I'm sweating so much.
Really, this movie keeps you on your toes.
I say, much like it has 2 names, our lead character also has 2 names. So does our bad guy, Pig, and
Mr. Santa Messino.
Santa Messino. I couldn't.
Mr. Santa Messino.
We were supposed to have a special guest today with us.
Yes.
The good Dr. Woolridge is supposed to be here. I, honest to God, think he started this movie and was like, my back hurts. I better go see my therapist.
He's like,
he made it to the freeze bomb.
Koppel has forced me to watch some garbage before, but I'm not finishing this movie. I believe it's how it went in his head. Like, screw him. Screw Frisch.
And also, the curse continues on Beastmaster because he was supposed to be here. Amazon Prime, remove Beastmaster. It is gone.
It's probably getting too many views lately.
I'll tell you what, we're going to bring it back. People are going to be searching for it so much after this show. Because I was going to ask him, we see Kelly at home, and I was going to say to that hi-fi system, get you hard. Because he's got like an old, sweet, pretty sweet hi-fi system. He's drinking some malt liquor. He calls it the black man's beer. I don't think we're the ones to talk about this. But he says, my grandfather drank one of these every day. I was going to have a Guinness for this show. I forgot. I know it's not malt liquor, but it's as close as a white guy.
I could have stopped and got some Colt 45 on the way here.
And this is, I'm 40-some years old. Is malt liquor beer mixed with champagne? Is that what malt liquor is? That's what he says it is.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know.
What's malt liquor? I don't know malt liquor. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
I've drank plenty of malt liquor.
Yeah.
I do not know what makes it malt liquor.
I don't either. I can't look it up because it'll disturb my Death Dimension.
I know
back there, speaking of.
I know that apparently his girlfriend has neither heard of nor tasted malt liquor before because he's explaining to her what it is.
Yes. It's the black man's
and then
beer.
lets her just a sip. It's like whenever you used to go
Now,
up
here's
to
the
your
thing.
dad and drink a
exactly.
He
Like,
lets her
here
have
you
a
go.
sip, but he's like, it's in plenty.
But
Right there.
she was like, and he's like, that's right. Don't ever drink that again. That was an uncle thing for me. It was right before he played the game. Let's look in the hat. Or not look. It's right before he played that game. Let's feel what's in the hat.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, look in the hat's fine. Why not, malt liquor. All of a sudden, there's a creep on the fire escape. I was like, it's Fat Jim Morrison. Fat Jim Morrison is breaking into Kelly's apartment. Now, Kelly and his ladies sleeping. This is where myself and my wife started saying, this movie needs Rudy Ray Moore. It's clear that him and his wife are getting ready to lay down with each other. Right?
Yes.
Nothing happens. It's like that. It just cuts to, I think it just fades to black, and then the next thing we see is Fat Jim Morrison climbing up the fire escape. And my wife was like, we need Rudy Ray Moore in this movie. Like, the fights are boring. Oh, the dude.
Sorry, dude.
I shouldn't say the fights are boring. He's athletic. Him and
Myron Bruce Lee.
Myron Bruce Lee jeans. I kept calling him because he fights in jeans, which I'm like, do you not notice that Bruce Lee and your buddy Kelly are wearing really comfortable sports equipment? They're wearing track pants, jogging pants, like, they can move. Here comes old Myron Bruce Lee jeans and a pair of Levi's. Like, check these out. I can still kick high in these. Anyway, here comes Jim Morrison. If Rudy Ray Moore had made this movie,
Yep.
there'd have been banging.
Yeah.
There would have been much better music. Some of the music actually is dead on. Like,
Yes.
I literally think like they took it, or not took it, but they had used the same soundtrack, music, whatever. But we needed Rudy in this thing for the levity. There were no jokes in it. I needed Rudy to I just needed that. Like, Rudy realized when he watched the great Kung Fu movies, there's just a bunch of blibber blabber going on. We couldn't understand it as Americans. So Rudy being like, these fights are kind of boring. No offense. They're a little effing boring. Death Dimension. He can kick my ass, probably still can. He apparently tennis champion, taught tennis for the rest of his life, Kelly. Yeah, he was like a really, really good tennis player and karate medal winner. But anyway, still, the fights are pretty boring. That's why Rudy was like, let's spice him up. Let's cut camera tricks where I like jump up and then jump back down.
Right.
I'm just going to make crazy sounds the entire time and go. I missed it. And I was like, we could see his big ass just nail this lady. Breaking the bed.
Okay, before we go any further,
Okay.
I would like to discuss how the pig, Santa Messino,
Likes turtles?
was once a pimp. It's still a pimp,
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
yes, and somehow is funding research that the U.S. government knows about. The U.S. government knows about this bomb research.
Oh, yeah.
The UN knows about this bomb research, but it's being funded by a pimp.
Yes. And who is the...
So pimping business must really have been
Oh, in the 70s, baby.
booming.
The 70s, pimping. It was like being a real estate agent in the 90s. Like, you...
You missed my bomb joke there.
I did. I didn't even... I'm sorry.
that whole thing was a setup for that one joke.
Went right past me. I was thinking too literal.
Never mind. Just go with what you want. That's fine. Just go with your notes. We'll just.
I might need to hear it again, but I don't...
So
I
the
was-
pimping business must have been booming because it's funding a bomb research.
Much like a bomb.
That one went off over your head for more damage.
It did. But yeah. No, I was just thinking, I feel like literally was like, yeah, pimping in the 70s. Have you not watched The Deuce? They was making the money.
That vodka's good.
Got a whole quart of it there.
Well, I got all this iced tea here.
That's true.
Need something to wash it
Throws
down.
it off. Anyway, he fights the guys in the fire escape. And here's what I love. He ties a rope around. The guy has so many opportunities to get
Right,
away.
yeah.
He ties this rope around him, throws him off the edge of this building, and asks him who sent him. He says, the pig sent me. He just leaves him hanging. It's his apartment. He lives there. And he just leaves this guy hanging.
But before he does, he says, hang in there,
Hang
baby.
in there, baby.
Hang in there,
It's like,
baby.
that's where that cat thing came from. Then there's
Very
one-
professional hitman in this whole movie.
Oh yeah. Then starts one of the 1 of 5 car chases in this movie.
But before that, he goes back and lays down with his girlfriend that's still
right.
in bed.
That's what he leaves this dude hanging outside of his apartment, goes back and lays down with
Kisses
this
her
lady,
awkwardly.
kisses her like, hey, he doesn't say, by the way, there's a hitman hanging outside of the window here. Just don't pay any attention to him. He's scared.
I'm going to take you home, and I don't want you to come back here for a while.
Yeah. He doesn't even do
Gets
that.
into a Firebird without a spoiler in the back.
I thought, I'm too car dumb, but I was like, something's off about this
Yeah,
car.
there's no spoiler on the back.
That's what it was.
Makes the whole car. I had
Yeah,
a Camaro
absolutely.
that looked exactly like that Firebird, only it was the same body style.
I thought about you when I saw that car. I was like, Cop's going to talk about this car. 'Cause
Yeah,
it was,
and every time I talk about it, when it comes up, I'm like, no spoiler.
spoilers, no spoiler.
No spoiler. Yuck. Right here in my notes.
I have car chase number 1. I wrote down sweet car, not sweet car chase. Turns into a foot chase. Every chase turns into another chase. This movie has everything that every James Bond movie has ever had, and it does not work
Right.
on any level. It turns out it's a trap. It's pretty good, actually. He follows this guy, runs into the woods, and what does he say? He says something to him. I didn't write it down. The white guy turns and says something
He
about...
says, welcome to... I've got it.
It's a trap.
Let's see, my notes.
I wrote down nunchucks.
He's being tailed. Trouble is sure to come from this. Yup, it does. I got the plate number if anyone wants the plates. It's 494 SGT, California plates. Another clear professional
bet they
hitman
did
in
not
the
clear
car.
those.
Welcome to the meeting, brother. A bunch of guys come out.
That's it. Welcome to the meeting, brother.
I've got it all.
Jesus Another great fight. Nunchucks come out, which is fun.
Out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere. This fight's not bad. It's the first one that I'm like, okay, this guy can fight.
Yeah, but
I
he
see
gets
it.
out, he runs up there, he's empty-handed. The people come out all around, surround him, and then he's got chucks all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He had him. Well, man, you never know. Kelly, Bruce Lee taught him well.
There's an odd defect in this scene.
Yes, I wrote that. Film, I wrote either the film was worn or they were trying to use a mirror for light on the day.
Right.
And you can actually see the reflection of the mirror.
Yeah.
But I, honest to God, think it was that the film, they took multiple takes and it was old film. A lot of these old movies would get what they call scraps. So, like, major studios would shoot, I don't know how many cans a day. Let's say 12 cans or something. That's way too many. But
Shouldn't they be recording actors and stuff?
instead of shooting,
Never mind. Cans,
it's
film.
film, yeah. And they would often, when somebody says cut, that's it, print. If you have like 2 minutes of film left, 5 minutes out of the 18, you're like, nah, we're not gonna. This is a long take. We're not gonna use this. They will literally just cut the film, and then they would sell that at a real discount to people that made these type of movies.
Right, yeah.
So
Good
very,
movies.
So very often, or it was just like extra take, or they just let the camera run, and they were like, "There's nothing on that. Just cut that. Put it in the." They had a name for it. It's escaping me right now, but they would like put it in that bin. You sell it to these guys, and I, honest to God, think it was that, or it was just old film because it looked like it was the same light and it was the same woods that they were in, but it literally was just a difference. You couldn't really erase tape back in the day. You could, but there was still a kind of a ghost imprint. So that's why people think it's effects, but that's why when he says, "Way down inside," and you hear really quiet in the background, "Way down inside," it's the other take. It's not actually supposed to be there.
But it sounds cool.
Oh, it sounds great. A little Led Zeppelin trivia for you. All right, where are we at? Car chase, big fight, film mirror. Yeah, the mistake.
Strange fight scene. Runs back to his Firebird. Still no spoiler. Yuck.
Yep. cut to Las Vegas. Roger Miller's playing. I got really excited. I was
Reno.
like- oh, I'm sorry, Reno.
It's Reno. It's Reno, baby.
Once again, not paying that much attention. They cut to Reno, and now I feel bad for Roger. He's playing Reno.
Yeah.
Roger's one of my favorites. I said it does look cool, though. I like any of these old movies where they go to New York, any major city, and you get to see what it looked like in that time period. I'm always kind
I
of
like the fact that he stops on the street to play a slot machine.
That's right.
And we don't even get to see if he won.
But, yep.
It cuts away.
That's it. He
But
played
it's a
one.
slot machine on the street. That's pretty cool.
I didn't realize that. I just thought he ran into a hotel.
No, it's right on the street.
Okay. I wrote down he plays one slot, and then he calls Bruce Lee. Not the Bruce Lee. Myron Bruce Lee. Lee Jeans. He goes to a brothel. Jeez. I said, we got some real butterfaces, boys.
Oh, bro. And these were the real chicks that worked.
Yes, so in
At,
the trailer for this movie, they tell you.
They make a big deal out of it.
They really do. They're like, see inside Las Vegas's #1
Reno.
brothel. Sorry, Jesus Christ. See inside Reno. Where's Dangle?
It was the Mustang Ranch in Reno. Yeah.
Where's Dangle at? And Trudy. Like, see inside Reno's #1 brothel. See the real ladies of the night. In the trailer. So we see them, and I don't know if that's an appropriate faces anymore, but we got their real butterfaces.
Oh, bro, it's pretty rough. Egypt, the girl Egypt, she was pretty. And there was another one.
I wrote down butterface, and then I had to look up, do I know what that means? Yeah, I used it correctly.
Yeah.
It's someone with a very attractive body, but not so much in the face.
Some of them weren't even.
Not so much in the body. They all looked, and this is kind of like indicative of porn in the day, too. There always like something just a little off. Mm-hmm. Makeup, teeth, facial structure.
Yeah. Each one. It's just a little off in a different way.
In a different way. To make you be like, is there anybody else? Is there any...
These are my girls. They're all really good.
This is the front line. It's top shelf.
Like,
I don't know about that bottom.
where's your afternoon crew? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe your B team's better than your A team? I don't know.
They're lovely, but they're all...
He picks Dawn.
They're all freak shows. And some, yep. He picks down... I'm not really sure what happens. He gives her some money. She's like, that'll get you all kind of whatever.
It took me a while.
And then he escapes? I did right. He's looking good as he's running around the surroundings.
So this whole scene could have been... The whole scene was there just to have the recognition, I think, for the Mustang Ranch.
Yeah.
To maybe draw in certain people to come see the movie. Because the whole point of him going here is so that he can get to where they did the test, which is where... right outside of where the doctor works, apparently. I don't
It's so confusing. They don't tell you anything in Death Dimension. It just cuts from scene to scene.
He gives her money. She turns around, takes her top off, turns around to show him her boobs, and he's gone.
He's gone.
Walking down a hallway, opens a door where a Japanese guy and all of the rest of the girls that he didn't pick
are all in a hot tub.
Already in a hot tub partying.
Yep.
They're like...
Seconds later, he got him up there. This guy didn't mess around. Yes, there's another fight. Great music. It's in a cool. I get it. It's in a cool like stairway tower. It's like I don't know. It's like a stairwell to a tower. Mm-hmm. It's about 31. Oh, it's 31 minutes into the movie, and I was like, I didn't realize it. I was like, this thing's about half over, right? And at the time, I was like, no, it's just 31 minutes into. Not so great fight on the tower, but this is where Bruce Lee shows up, right?
Yeah. I've got Harley and Marlboro type fight scene where, one of them's fighting, the other one's kind of watching.
Yeah.
You're doing great,
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
And then Bruce Lee comes in, more fights. There's a nut grab. Now, we missed the part where we see Scarface he wears these like Judas Priest style bondage, Beastmaster style bondage gears that he uses to cut throats and fight people with.
I'm pretty sure that this entire fight scene was for a different movie.
Oh, really? I bet you're right.
because
Why not?
all of the
going with it.
security that's there for pigs protection, they're all wearing nylons and ski masks. Why in the hell would the security for this guy on his property be wearing
you're right. It's
pantyhose
his
and
place.
ski masks
Yeah.
to fight this guy?
You're right. Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, they're
I thought
what the heck
I
is
remember
that?
seeing that and thinking like, are these agents or something? Like, are these different people?
Are they real agents for the CIA in
Yeah,
real life?
that's
they
what I
can't
thought.
Show their face.
They end it with a nut grab
Yeah.
to end the fight, which I'm always like kung fu nut grabs, always great. And then you're like, well, that's over. And then I look back up, and they're on a freaking boat chase.
Yeah. Well, the guy's like, that's where they're finding out that apparently the guy gave up that they were at the lake.
That's right. Every scene is like, this is what. Okay, so in writing, there's a thing called and then.
Continuity.
Well, no, it's called and then, which is bad writing, which means you say they go to the woods and they have a fight, and then they go to have a boat chase, and then there's a helicopter chase. You're not actually giving that. It should be blah 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 happens, and because of that, then they have to do this, and then blah 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 happens. But that causes them to have to go back and do X Y Z. There has to be an explanation. This one, they're just like, he's at the lake. Let's go to the lake. Next scene, lake. There's a guy after you. Oh, there he is. Let's go get him. Car chase. He switched his cars so many times. At one point, my wife looked up and said, this is the third car chase. Look at the cars they're driving in. They were both like just little clunker square piece of crap cars.
Yeah. Like a Vega and I mean, just something. They were not great. They were not great cars.
The boat, like I said, this has everything a James Bond movie would have. It has boat chases, car chases. There's just
Lackluster.
yeah. Now there's a weird part here. Odd Job and Scarface are in their car, and Odd Job's like rubbing on a lady, or lady's rubbing on him. And Scarface says something about your whores. And then he rolls down the window.
Yeah. Clears and just.
Oh, is he spit? That's
Yeah.
what he does.
Yeah. He just spits in disgust.
Like, is he not? He takes great joy in a snapping turtle later that might possibly bite off a woman's breast.
Yeah.
But he's disgusted by whores? Is that what's going on?
He is, yeah. Yes.
He doesn't like being around him?
No.
I didn't understand. I thought maybe he did that, but I didn't see him spit or hear it.
Yeah.
I thought he stuck his head out the window. I thought he was saying like that woman stank or something.
No.
Oh, shit. Felicia shows up looking great. She meets a lady in a robe. You know she's up to no good.
Hang on.
Oh, all right. What do you got?
One line from the scene at the lake, the chase scene, where Bruce Lee,
Jeans.
yes, jumps over from the boat that he's on to the other people's boat, fights everyone in the boat, knocks some of them in the water. Somehow ends up back in his boat. They don't show the engine noise in the background. Never changes. They're still throat wide open.
Jump the whole time.
Some of the guys fall in. He says, that's the first bath they've taken in a month. We could get busted for pollution. And then end scene.
I did not
And
catch
then
that.
end scene. I was
That's
like,
great.
somebody thought that was very clever, so I feel like I have to bring that up.
That is pretty good. I didn't catch it. That's good. Felicia.
No Tupu. Good Lord, that's the name of the bodyguard. No Tupu.
No Tupu. Wow.
Yeah.
Felicia shows up. She's looking great. She looks kind of like Kamala.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Michelle and I were both like, hey, this little young Kamala here. She's talking to a lady in a robe.
Kamala?
You know, Kamala?
Kamala.
Kamala? Kamala.
Kamala.
Yeah, it's Kamala. That's
King
what,
Kamala.
That's what Trump calls her. Kamala. She's really no good. She's up to a lot. She looks like
She's a liar, you know that, right?
Kamala. She doesn't have any kids.
You can never trust a person with no kids.
Can't trust anybody that doesn't have kids and doesn't want to fuck them.
Wow, yep.
That was just for Trump. I'll be dating her in a few years. Oh. No, I don't. I about said something too far.
Keep going.
Nope. I was that close to saying something real bad. The lady in a robe, you know she's up to no good. She walks in her kitchen. Oh, Felicia reveals some information to her. She walks in the kitchen. Guess what? Ron Jeremy, the hitman Ron Jeremy, his buddy are in there. But then she escapes.
How did she know that something was off?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just because
It literally
she
just
comments on the woman's tan.
You know why? Because the writers thought it would be real clever.
She comments on the woman's tan. She's like, "Where did you get it?" The woman's like, "Palm Springs." She's like, "Why would you go to Palm Springs to tan when you're in L.A. when you're this close to the ocean?" And she's like,
That's how she knew.
"I don't know. I like the desert." And then she just bolts out. She's like, "Nope,
Yeah,
I don't
you're
like this."
I
It's
didn't.
so
I didn't take note of it because nothing matters in this movie. It's like the Queen song. But you're right, and I think it was like that was supposed to be it.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
That's the big
that's a
tip
lie.
off.
I caught her. Then we see her call in a general.
yeah, General Jameson,
General Jameson.
which is Jenna's, I believe her
I
dad.
still thought you were going to talk about the drink, but no.
No,
And then somebody tells her, nope, it's General Gallagher. I was like, uh-oh, you smashing some watermelon.
no, Captain Gallagher.
Captain Gallagher.
Yeah.
Who you need to talk to. Wait a minute. What? We got a watermelon
He's
sledge-o-matic here?
LAPD.
That's right, but he turns, well, we won't spoil
There's something
it.
off about him.
Something a little off about this guy. Might come back later. Scarface grabs her.
Yeah.
She escapes. And then we have,
He gets hit by a freaking Mustang chasing her.
But this is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. She's lost. Is it in Reno? Where the hell is she? New York?
Yeah, she's in LA
At L.A.
alone. She
Alone.
disowns. She's got top secret bomb and
In her head.
plans implanted in her head.
Implanted
She
in her
should
forehead.
trust no one. She's in the streets of LA alone at night, apparently tripping on shrooms or LSD. I don't know,
That's what we couldn't get. We were like,
or possibly just having a panic attack.
no, that's what my wife said. What's happening? Is this girl on drugs?
Right.
And I was like, I don't think so. I think we're supposed to feel like this is how she feels. She's so lost and alienated.
Just go to the police station.
And panic that she. But yeah, it's a kaleidoscope effect. You know, it was just like the director.
But the scene goes nowhere.
No, it goes absolutely
It just
nowhere.
shows her walking at night
Just
and
New York.
like freaking out. And
Or
then
not New
it's
York.
like,
It looks like New York because it's
Cut.
dark and gross.
cut to Ash's girlfriend.
Yep, Ash's girlfriend in the shower. We finally get to see them boobies, and then here comes. We need to start doing the Joe Bob Briggs style, like how many boobs there are in a movie, how many deaths there are in a movie.
Yeah.
It'd be nice. I don't want to steal Joe Bob's thing, but
I mean, it was a good thing.
I love you, Joe Bob. You're still doing it, and you know, eventually you're not. So somebody's got to
take the reins.
take that up. I'm sure other people are doing it too, but I think we really should. We see those boobs, and then we see the Nigerian ring. And I was like, you know, I guess it did work. The whole exposition about the Nigerian, because that's all we see is a hand come up and grab the shower curtain. Then cut to he's
And
identifying her.
At this point, I stopped the movie and I put the makeup, editing, writing, everyone involved in this film were at peak performance during filming.
I want to say, I had to do some makeup. I had to do several makeup special effects for a movie I made, directed, and they're not easy. But I will say, I did 100 times better than this movie. It looked like she had 2 pieces of bologna on her neck
Yeah, it was bad.
with some paint. It was like somebody put 2 Cheetos on her neck and then filled it with some pancake syrup.
Yeah.
It was like
Or
somebody.
Elmer's glue with some dye.
Yeah,
It was
it
like-
looked like somebody took 2 orange slice candies, circus candies, and put it to her face. It looked like somebody put some Play-Doh on her face and filled it up with some cherry juice.
It was rough. It was rough.
I could keep going, but it's not that funny. He identifies her. The neck cut's the worst thing ever. And then guess what? Another car chase
Well, yeah.
with
so,
the horrible odds.
so
cars.
there is a box truck
Yes.
that is parked on the side of the road and it says Bookmobile. It is on the screen for 11 seconds.
At least, yeah. Read, man. This won't happen to you.
Had they read the script, they could have stopped.
Had the writer been able to read the script. There's another car chase. Odd Job. That's when I figured out he should have been dubbed. It's because he's got a whore rubbing him, and he's like, Rub me while I stroke my turtle. I am the pig. Now this is what. Sorry, go ahead. I like to stroke my turtle.
Sheila, long pause, deep voice. Soothe me, Sheila.
Soothe me, Sheila.
The guy.
Rub my shoulders. Do you like my painting in the background with me and my turtle?
So he's such a weird turtle dude.
Did you notice though? He just has paintings of himself with turtles. I love turtles. They are the God's greatest creation.
So Sheila is caressing his neck while he lovingly looks at this turtle and strokes.
Nice box turtle, I believe.
Strokes his
Strokes the hell out of that turtle.
turtle.
Stroking that
Is
turtle.
this some type of suggestive?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
It's popped out of its shell.
Obscure
It's come
sexual
out-
reference?
The turtle's head is popped out of its shell. You know what I'm saying? It's looking around for something to penetrate. And he's just like, watch me stroke my turtle while you rub my shoulders. Do you like the velvet painting? I shall have another one commissioned of you rubbing my shoulders and the turtle protruding from my pants.
Soothe me, Sheila. So bad.
Soothe me, Sheila. Please.
I am Dar. You should soothe me.
I am the pig. I need soothing. Shower scene. She dies. Oh, we have
Are
time.
you kidding me?
Jesus Christ.
We can't make it through a single movie. Probably because I'd stop it like all the time and add in pointless.
You should be on the other show. Hey, thanks for listening to WTBS. We love you. I feel like this is way early. Actually, it is. I think we got about 2 minutes. So we could maybe get close. This guy shows up.
Mr. Verdi?
Is that his name? Is this the guy that's buying
He's
the
a
bomb?
Representative
Of a country.
of a
a country. His voice is phenomenal.
Great. It's a great voice.
His voice is like on the verge of maybe I'm gonna die in a second.
It's almost totally Savalas. It's almost.
Almost it is. For me, Felicia looking good. Kamala looking great. It's another trap.
He's pulling a fast one on this guy though, because he didn't have the bomb. The guy catches on a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a little bit lost here in my notes. This is where they finally get Felicia, right? Yes, Felicia. She's looking good. Kamala, he says, "Talk, bitch." Not like that. But that's bizarre. That's what he should have sounded like.
Yeah.
He slaps her. It looks like he barked at her.
It was.
I had to back it up. I was like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, it
Because
was.
he like lunges forward when he slaps her.
Yeah, it was almost like he was like picturing himself as the snapping turtle, maybe, or something. 'cause-
Oh my God, you're right. He's a snapping turtle. I used to work with this funny fella, and he did a thing where he would say to the servers, he would often say, "I got dog jaw. Come look at this. I got dog jaw." And the server would come up and be like, "What's dog jaw?" He'd be like, "Look." And they'd get close to it, and he'd go, "Roar!" That trip is always funny.
I'm gonna have to steal that.
I've
stick.
stolen it and done it many times. It always gets a laugh and or somebody pees their pants.
Did you
Oh,
notice the Sheila?
Kamala?
Is reading. No, not Sheila. I'm sorry. It was.
Felicia.
Felicia.
Wait, no.
Whoever was rubbing
Sheila.
his neck.
I think it was Sheila, something like that. Doesn't matter.
She was reading a Mad magazine, and
Yes, I did notice that. I was
like, come on.
I was like, I pray that she shows us the back panel and she puts Yeah.
So this guy is from a representative of a foreign country. Wants to buy this bomb while he's sitting in a room with hookers and a guy that's obsessed with turtles, and one of his hookers is reading a Mad magazine.
He's gonna give him-
this is fine.
He's
There's
going to
no
give him 50 mil.
30 mil, but
30, that's
he
right.
gets scammed.
He gets scammed. I forgot about that. Hey, by the way, WDBX downtown Carbondale, thanks for listening, and good night, everybody. If you're still awake listening, we love you.
I looked
And
at
now on to
the camera
podcast.
like they can see us say
Yeah, like
goodbye
they're watching us.
on the radio. We call the guys on this movie
911.
stupid. but-
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
And now, for you motherfuckers on the podcast, we back.
Yeah.
Felicia, Kamala, she's I give her a 3 out of 10. She's a real dog.
No no fear.
She's gonna
no
wish
fear.
she was flat chested. She's gonna wish she was flat-chested by the time my turtle's done. This is the moment of
You
the
have
movie.
to cut its head off to make it let it go.
I'm sorry. That's right. I'm sorry that the I'm drinking like the radio. Like I can do whatever I want now.
Now that the radio listeners can't
We're
see
no
me,
longer on public radio in Carbondale, you
cutting up rails
motherfucker.
over here.
Hey,
They can't see us anymore on the
this
radio.
isn't tobacco. Cloves. Bill Maher style, you fucking asshole. For those of you who don't know, we're still watching. We're on the radio. Gruff voice. Yes, Felicia Kamala looks good. Scarface brings in a box. And this is the scene of the movie. This is beside the whorehouse. This is what they base the whole trailer around. It's like, you're going to get to see this happen. Tootie Teets, whatever the hell the bodyguard. Scarface pulls out.
No tupu. No tupu.
No Tupu.
I might have changed it on accident.
Hey Tupu.
I might have missed.
No Tupu.
No tupu.
Oh, something smells in here.
I have to go back.
Something smells bad in here. No Tupu. Did you poo again?
No
Tupu. No poo. No Tupu.
Oh man.
Doesn't matter.
Did I screw
No
that up?
Tupu pulls out this snapping turtle. Now we live in we live in Illinois, and we know about snapping turtles. They're all around here.
Aficionados.
Yes, we are. I don't want to say we're experts on alligator snappers and or snapping turtles, but
I've been snapped out a time or two.
I've had a few of them. Okay, I don't want to say that my grandfather used to kill them in front of me and then put their bleeding, still beating hearts in my hand, but maybe that happened, and maybe that's why I have a dark sense of humor. And then he would turn them into a delicious, greasy turtle stew.
Yeah.
Did that happen? Hashtag therapy for Eastwood. Some people need therapy for the back. I need therapy for my brain and my legs and my back. Hey, Felicia, she's looking good. How many times was she's Kamala? I'm gonna just purposely.
I'm just rolling, man. I'm just rolling with it.
Scarface brings in this box. He pulls out this snapping turtle, and he says, "Once he bites your tit, it will have to cut his head off in order for him to let go."
Yeah.
Is this where she passes out?
Yes. He's not good at torture. He's just like, shit. Well, we can't get any information out that way.
Yep. So he tells her, "You'll wish you were flat-chested by the time he's done with you."
So Pig tells Marie, "Hey, we're gonna be staying longer." Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Well, that's fine. You know, you own the place." And he replies, "Which reminds me, your new girls have such tiny tits." I don't know why that would remind him, but it did. No, Tupu hasn't been functioning well lately. He committed a major blunder. Pig suggests he needs to get laid. And the chick is like, none of my girls would touch him with a 10-foot pole. He gets pissed, clears his throat, spits in the floor again. Poor No Tupu, man.
Nobody's gonna touch.
He's got to live with this huge scar across his face. And then he's got to put up with these.
You know, it would have been nice if we had a flashback to Jim Kelly giving him that scar.
Yeah.
Like in a previous altercation.
Right.
That would have been some nice, you know, like, hey, character development. This guy wants to really beat this guy's ass. He scarred him for life as like a child. Maybe they went to high school together.
Yeah, or they fought in Japan.
Maybe they fought in Japan. Maybe it was a fight they had on the playground, and he went too far and sliced his face. And he's like, you know, there's the whole like, you're no better than me. You grew up a punk, and he's like, yeah, but I became a cop, and he's like, we're all the same. Let's rewrite Death Dimension. Sure, a freeze bomb will still go over.
You rewrite it. I'll play the pig.
We got to get through this thing.
I'll play the pig.
Okay, I like that. Let's see. I got so many more pages. The guy rescues Felicia. It doesn't work. She uses her nose to dial a phone. I was like, is that a rotary phone? Gruff voice is back. I love this guy. Yep.
I know we've made it 14 seconds. I've stopped again. When she's dialing, she's like this with a pen.
Yeah.
And then as soon as she gets to one number, it goes flying across the screen.
I didn't understand.
And she's like, I'm good because I just called the operator. I think it was like.
That's what it was. Okay. Because I was like,
Yeah.
How did she dial the whole thing? That's a rotary phone.
Yeah, she's like, operator.
Gruff voice is back. He's mad. He does say something. Is this where he says it? I actually wrote down a quote of his somewhere where he's like, you expect me to be carrying $1 million, $30 million on me? You know I won't do it.
Not in L.A.
Like, people are going to know and just rob him.
Right.
And then we get another fight. Bruce Lee Jeans breaks into the whorehouse. And this is when Pig, there's another trickaroo, another big switcheroo where we think Felicia's found her safety. Nope. The Pig comes in. He's going to cut out her chip. And this is where I said the earlier effect that I was fairly impressed with. I was like, oh, she looks like there's saran wrap on her face now. He gets a knife from Scarface. And this is where I said, we need some Rudy Ray noise. Because Bruce Lee is fighting. There's a scene where he electrocutes a cop in a pool.
Yeah.
That scene's great.
So, yeah.
He happens to be holding a electric cord and kicks him in the pool.
So I go on a bit of a rant here.
Oh, sweet. Let me hear this.
So it's Pig says nobody talks to me that way. The guy's like, well, I'm talking to you that way right now.
That's right.
So the representative of this country, again, very
My
secretive,
country. He just says, my country.
all in this room full of women. And I'd put,
Who is?
maybe if you're buying a bomb that could easily kill tens of people by freezing them, because they have to be tied to a pole, apparently, for it to work.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they should use a little more discretion as
Yeah.
to who's in the room while you're talking about
Yeah, you
buying
might
this
think so.
freeze bomb.
Yeah. By the way,
and just-
the doctor developed it so he could help countries where there were no rain to help them grow food.
Yeah, it's all for the benefit.
Not to kill people.
So why couldn't they just bypass having this bomb, and then just either throw people in a freezer or a walk-in cooler, or because you have to have possession of the people and they have to be not
You're right.
mobile, otherwise
You're
you could just
exactly
run
right.
away from it.
What's the point of him?
So what's the point of the bomb in the first place?
Yeah, you're right.
As a torture device, or as a killing device?
As a killing device, because you're 100%.
The test
right.
subjects had to be tied
They have
to a
be there.
pole.
You might as well.
So they couldn't run.
You could shoot them. You could do a number of things. There's no
I just
There's
had
no need for a freeze
a
bomb.
huge mental breakthrough at this point in the movie. Like, what's the whole point of this bomb? Really?
There's no need
There's
for it.
no. It's not.
But he does want to sell it to this guy's country because I think he's going to use it for like terrorist style, right? He's going to go to like New
I'm
York.
pretty sure the country the guy represents is like Canada, because he's a white guy that talks just like us.
Well, he does. He's just got a gruff voice.
Okay,
God
sorry.
damn it. We need Rudy Ray. There's another fight. Bruce Lee Jeans fights a cop. He electrocutes the cop. Scene's great. Kicks him in a pool. The guy's like shaking. I'm like, what is going on? He unplugs it and then looks at him as if he might save him and then just walks away.
Yeah.
Then we get another chase. They've had so many chase scenes. What could be left? Oh, I know. A ski lift Mountain View cable car, and then a helicopter. I love that. So Pig and his guys get on this ski lift cable car thing, going up the mountains. Here comes Kelly, Ash, whatever the hell his name is. Fuck his name is. He's looking around. Oh, there they go. He's like, oh shit.
A helicopter comes out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. He doesn't call anybody.
No,
He's
it's
just
not been in the movies.
No, not his word. He runs out. There's a helicopter in the parking lot. He jumps in the helicopter, and now we have a ski lift, Mountain View cable car, helicopter shootout. Shootout. It was a shootout with pistols. They're 1,000 feet away.
Which is where I had another breakthrough. Why wouldn't you just fly the helicopter up to the top of the
Where they're
mountain,
gonna stop.
kill the power, so that they're caught in his car hundreds of feet above the ground.
they could do.
And just call for backup.
Instead, they fly around it and shoot at each other.
And somehow, the cable car makes it up before the helicopter. They have like a 2-minute head start on this helicopter. What is happening? And this my notes went
where
to
they
shit.
get off the freaking cable car, which is supposed to be in the mountains. They are in a valley.
Yeah.
They are literally in a flat valley with mountains above them.
And instead of running to this valley with all of these hiding places, they run to this flat. There's nowhere to hide.
It's just a big flat plateau. Nowhere to hide. It's like the worst strategic place you can be in a battle, possibly. You're like, well, I know where I'll go. Right down here in the middle of this valley where everyone can see me.
Everyone can see. There's nothing to hide behind.
But then, and this is where the point where I was like, this movie, very often when I'm completing a writing job or whatever, it might be a cleaning job, I will say to myself, don't take this the wrong way, people. It's a Hunter S. Thompson quote. I will say, a little whiskey, a little weed, a little Negro wisdom, and this fucking nightmare's over. And I literally said that to myself, like, this movie is just about over. And that's when I paused it to realize, no, there was 17 minutes left. How the fuck is there that much time left? Anyway, they're back on the ground.
We haven't once addressed the pig's hair.
The pig's hair. Michelle kept making fun of the lady's hair that was crazy. Oh, yeah. The lady that gets stabbed by Scarface.
Yeah.
With the throw knife.
Yeah.
And she kept making fun and literally cut back to the pig, and I was like, well, her hair's nothing compared to
His hair's...
the pig has a flat top, but he's going bald.
And there's like on the side, there's like a patch, and it's like combed forward, and it's like this long. It's like this long.
Yeah,
but that's like almost all of the hair on this. It's like
a weird comb over.
It's like Trump's comb over, but with way less hair.
But it's like a side comb over. It's like I need hair here, which like I get it. Like as my hair thins, like my hairline went from here back to here. So he was like, I'm gonna take this hair and comb it forward to make me a new hairline. Does not work, pig.
It was something. But his whole head was like that.
My theory is that he uses it because his big move is a real slow headbutt.
Yeah.
Which we get to see in this scene.
Yes.
Which he runs at our hero very slowly. Well, first of all, though, we get a black-on-black fight between Scarface and Kelly. It goes on way too long. He ends up on top of a cliff.
Okay. It's at this point, I'm convinced that there's just someone's child has busted into a recording studio, and somebody left their keyboard on, and he's just mashing on the keys. Do you remember that part?
Yes. Yeah.
No,
like
it's
that?
just.
Oh no, I don't remember.
It was like
this.
jazzy, but like in a horrific way.
This is where the song's going on forever.
Oh, jeez.
I think it was just like they were improvising and the guy was literally tired. He's like, I've been playing the song for 10 minutes. But anyway, he it's a big boring fight. Once again, I wrote down they need Rudy. Now, one of these guys he uses one of his big moves, which is
now it's Moputu.
Moputu.
So there was no Tupu, and now I've got Moputu. I don't know what happened.
Do you Putu or no Putu?
I don't know if either of them's right.
He gives one of his like signature moves, which is a flurry of body shots.
15.
Did you?
15 body shots.
What, you got the HBO body count counter?
Yes.
the AI body shots just it reminds me of the Braid movies, which I love. It's one of his go-to moves. It's just the like rapid fire body shots. Looks good. And like I said, Jim Kelly was very proud of this movie because he said he was the first black action star. I was like, no, you weren't. Rudy Ray was making movies before you were, and he's a black action star. So don't take that away from Rudy Ray. However, you can tell he is actually a very skilled
in art. Karate, and he's an athlete. Like him and Myron Bruce Lee, whenever they move, you're like, oh yeah, these dudes are.
Yeah. They're probably brown belts.
So you're like, well, this. So you're like, all right, this movie's about over.
No.
Because this guy, he does a body shots, and he takes about 30 seconds to fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
And then he clearly jumps off the cliff. Very poorly done.
Not sitting in any style.
No style at all. Pig runs away. You're like, all right, he's gonna get Pig. What a freaking airplane shows up. God damn it, this movie won't end.
Yeah,
Pig
dude.
gets up. This is where we have a big fight. This is the problem in all action movies. Is generally there's a bad guy, and then there's the bad guy's number one.
Yeah.
The number one is always tougher than the bad guy.
Right.
So you have the problem of the anticlimax of he's already beaten the guy that's tough to fight.
Yeah.
Now he's got the pig, and you're like, well, maybe the pig's tough. He's big and strong, and this is where I talked about earlier. No, apparently the pig's move is to.
It's the turtle head coming out of the shell.
It's the turtle head coming at you. Boonk. And then he puts you on his shoulders for a total like wrestling.
Yeah.
He didn't even make it. It was maybe 180 degrees, and he threw him off.
And
that
then
seemed
the
to be his big
slow-mo
move.
rock throw.
Yes, and then
It looks like a huge boulder, and then he picks it up and it all the way until it's like right here, and then it's like a rock.
it's a little bit rock. Yeah.
It's like he's gonna crush his skull, and I was like, it's not
They're
good.
throwing dynamite out the plane. It turns into a big race.
It's like
another chase.
they go with like World War I tactics all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're chasing both of them.
I've
like,
just got pig's security is top notch. When they come up with World War I tactics, they're lighting TNT inside the plane, and throwing it out the window.
So many things could go wrong. So many things.
That's a bad deal.
I don't even remember how he kills the pig. That's his. But I do know that Kelly has endless bullets because he's been shooting this 6-shooter day and night. He shoots at the plane. We see a little bullet hole, and then the plane just blows up.
The guy hasn't hit a single thing in the whole movie.
You're right. Yeah.
Shooting at people that are 10 feet away. Misses.
He's got like a little snub nose 32 or something too.
And then can somehow hit a plane.
He can hit a plane
that is
300 feet away from it.
Oh, it's 400 yards at least. With a snub nose.
By the way, if people are like, "Oh, a pistol, you can do that." A pistol's pretty much accurate. One of those for maybe 10 feet, and then they start kind of.
And then you get into snub nose where you've got like 2 feet.
Yeah, it's not very. There's no way you're taking down a plane.
Right.
It blows up, and probably the best special effect of the whole movie. It just and literally credits.
No.
Oh,
There's this celebratory karate jump
you're
kick.
Right. You're right. There is.
After he blows up the plane, he jumps. He does a front kick karate, and then the movie ends.
And then the movie just stops. Credits.
It's celebratory.
And that is Death Dimension. I will say, we always ask ourselves at the end of this podcast, is this movie really tied the room together? And
I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this part.
Well, here's the thing. I would absolutely love to watch this movie with you and redub it just with our own voices.
Right.
I think it would make a perfect movie night.
Right. That's yes.
And I also would say if you were watching it by yourself, I would probably say skip it.
If you're
watching it with friends
with
or
a smart ass friend,
or just even my wife, was fun enough that it's so bad that you can't help make fun of it. So I do say, I say it ties the room together in the sense that if you're watching it with people, I think I recommend it. Go for it. It's a fun time. If it's like Friday night at 8:00 and you're by yourself and you have nothing else to do, find something else to do.
Right, yeah.
You can find something better to do.
Because it's just going to make you feel bad that you don't have anyone to share this movie with and laugh with.
Yes. It is worth watching, but only in a party or friend setting. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yep.
And we'll be back next week. Hey, I think we can actually I can put this on here. It won't be poor audio. I think we're going to be doing Beastmaster next
Again.
week. Again.
Yeah.
Gonna do it.
Redo. Take 2.
There is a storm in the forecast, so we better hurry. All right. See you guys
See you guys.
next time. Love you.